Hello, dear learners. I am Gyan. Welcome to English Magus, where literature comes alive. Today, we embark on a delightful journey through William Saroyan's classic tale, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. A story filled with adventure, mischief, and the unbreakable bond of honesty. Are you ready? Let's ride into it. Before we dive into the tale, let's meet the mastermind behind it, William Saroyan. An Armenian-American writer, Saroyan's works often celebrated the joy of life despite hardships. He won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama and the Academy Award for Best Story for the Human Comedy. His stories reflected the struggles and hopes of Armenian immigrants. And this story? Well, it was a masterpiece that captured innocence, morality, and a boy's undying love for adventure. The story begins with the narrator, Aram, reminiscing about a time when he was 9 years old. The world seemed magical, and life was full of wonder. He describes it as a delightful and mysterious dream. Aram's cousin, Mourad, was considered eccentric by everyone except Aram. Despite this, Mourad remained an important part of Aram's life. One day, at 4 in the morning, Mourad woke Aram by tapping on his window. This unexpected visit marked the beginning of an adventure that changed their lives. Though it was still dark, the early summer light confirmed he was not dreaming. Mourad invited Aram to hurry if he wanted to join him in riding the horse. In these lines, Aram describes how his cousin Mourad had an unmatched zest for life. Mourad's love for living surpassed anyone else's, even those who entered the world accidentally. Aram's earliest memories involved horses, and his deepest desire was to ride them. This aspect of his childhood brought joy and wonder. Despite their longing for horses, their poverty prevented Aram from believing what he saw. The family lacked money, and their entire tribe had faced financial hardship. In these lines, the narrator takes a short digression to tell the readers about his family. He explained the qualities of his Garoglanian tribe, which lived in extreme poverty. Despite their financial struggles, they managed to survive, but the source of their meager income remained a mystery even to the elderly family members. The family's reputation extended beyond their poverty. For over 11 centuries, they had been known for their unwavering honesty. Even when they were once wealthy, their integrity remained intact. The family had a clear hierarchy of values of pride, honesty, and a strong belief in right and wrong. They would never exploit anyone, let alone steal from them. After the digression, the narrator returns to the story. He describes seeing a magnificent horse, enjoying its lovely smell, and being excited by the sound of its breathing. However, he could not accept that the horse had any connection to Mourad or their family. He believed that if Mourad hadn't bought the horse, he must have stolen it. The narrator refused to believe that Mourad was a thief. The narrator was convinced that no member of their family could be a thief. He confronted Mourad, asking where he had stolen the horse from. Mourad's response confirmed the truth. He had indeed stolen the horse. Despite this revelation, Mourad invited the narrator to ride with him, leaving the choice up to him. The narrator believed that stealing a horse for a ride was different from stealing something like money. In his eyes, if you loved horses as much as he and Mourad did, taking a horse for a ride wasn't really stealing. The true act of stealing would only occur if they tried to sell the horse, which they both knew they would never do. In a hurry, the narrator got dressed and joined Mourad on the horse. These lines explore the idea of morality, perspective, and the special bond between the narrator, Mourad, and their shared love for horses. The narrator describes living on Walnut Avenue near the edge of town. Their house was surrounded by countryside features like vineyards, orchards, irrigation ditches, and country roads. When they rode the horse, the air felt fresh and delightful. The sensation of the horse running was exhilarating. His cousin Mourad, known as one of the wildest family members, started singing, or rather, roaring. The narrator then takes another digression to talk about the eccentric members of his family. He suggested that all families had someone who was a bit unusual. In their family, that person was Mourad. Before Mourad, it was their uncle Khosrov, a large and imposing man known for his temper and impatience. Uncle Khosrov would often dismiss others' concerns with his peculiar declaration, "It is no harm, pay no attention to it." The narrator continues to describe Uncle Khosrov's eccentricity. He shared an amusing incident. Once, while getting his hair and mustache trimmed, his son Arak rushed in to inform him that their house was on fire. Khosrov simply told him not to worry by repeating his peculiar sentence. Even when the barber tried to alert him, Khosrov insisted that it was not a problem. After talking about his uncle Khosrov, he begins narrating the story again. As they rode, Mourad began to sing, and they felt a sense of connection to their old country. When Mourad wanted to ride alone, the narrator hesitated but eventually agreed. Mourad commanded the horse, named Wazire, to run. The horse responded by rearing up, snorting, and sprinting at an incredible speed. Mourad skillfully guided the horse across a grassy field and over an irrigation ditch, returning wet but accelerated. When it was the narrator's turn, he leapt onto the horse's back but felt intense fear. The horse remained still. Mourad instructed him to kick the horse's muscles to make it move. The narrator tried, but the horse ran wildly, eventually throwing him off. The narrator and Mourad went in search of the horse. Mourad found it and rode it to a secret spot. The narrator realized that Mourad had been secretly riding the horse for some time and had only come to him that morning. One day, John Byro, the owner of the stolen horse, visited the narrator's house. He lamented the loss of his horse, expressing frustration over its disappearance. However, Uncle Khosrov dismissed his concerns. Later, when the narrator informed Mourad about Byro's visit, Mourad insisted that they must return the horse soon. The next day, while riding, they encountered John Byro. He inspected the horse and acknowledged its resemblance to his own but refrained from accusing them, relying on their family's reputation for honesty. The following morning, Mourad and the narrator returned the horse to Byro's vineyard. When Byro later found his horse, he was surprised to see it healthier and better tempered. Uncle Khosrov, as usual, dismissed his amazement. That's it. The chapter is over. Kindly like, share, and subscribe if you found the lesson helpful. Thanks for watching.